Hey everybody, welcome back to the Internet made as easy as Sunday morning. This week we're covering communication resources, and today we'll be talking about the social networking site Twitter. If you haven't heard of Twitter, it's used more often as a mobile phone application than a website. Twitter is extremely versatile, and so different people and organizations use it for different things. I personally use it as a way to keep up with a long list of very specific brands and companies in order to stay on top of my profession. But the best way to understand Twitter is to start using it and see for yourself. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do here is type in our name, Troy Steverson, email. We'll just do a test email here. You'll probably use the one that we created just the other day. And it's going to ask us to use the screen name Troy Steverson, which is fine. Go ahead and create your account and type in the CAPTCHA. Like we talked about the other day, it's just making sure that, that we're not a robot. Okay, so here we go. Get started in less than 60 seconds. Alright. Now, these are the other people on Twitter. These are the people you're going to follow. It's kind of the same thing as a friend on Facebook. So let's go ahead and follow Ellen DeGeneres, the White House, Bill Gates, Christina Aguilera, Ashton Kutcher, Jason Segel, Justin Bieber, and Conan O'Brien. Alright, so we have a few people that we're following. Try 5 more. Okay, so you see how versatile Twitter is here. We have lots of personalities from the music industry and sports and entertainment. Sure, let's add some sports people. Okay, so we have a handful of followers, and this next little phase here is going to ask us to import our contacts from our email address. But you know, as I said yesterday, Facebook, if you don't have a lot of contacts in your email, it's not going to do you much good to import those contacts. So here you're setting up your personal profile. Just trying to stay ahead. Click done, and like I said the other day, if you have a profile image, you can go ahead and upload one of those at that screen. And here we are at the Twitter interface. So over here we have your Twitter timeline, and this is your profile, of course, and it says that we've tweeted 0 times. Tweets are the messages that we send out on Twitter. We're following 16 people, and we have 1 follower. Let's go see who that is. So let's go to our personal profile by clicking on our name and clicking on that 1 follower. Who has followed us? Oh, good. Tevin Cam is following us. That's probably a robot, actually. That's one of the things with Twitter is you get a lot of bots on here that are kind of like to spam you with advertisements and stuff. So just be aware that that does happen. People just randomly follow you sometimes. But at any rate, this is the Twitter timeline. And as you can see, the main thing about Twitter is that all the messages are very short. That's right. Each message is constrained to 140 characters. A character is, of course, a letter or a number or something like that, right? So our messages are going to be very limited. But that's a powerful thing because it forces everyone to hone their writing craft in such a way that you can check and see what's happening with 30 different sports channels in less than 30 seconds. Now, why would you need to do that? Why would you need to check 30 different sports channels in less than 30 seconds? Well, a lot of people use it for during live events. Like say if you're watching a NASCAR race and you're following, let's say, 24 different drivers. Well, they might be tweeting things like their personal opinions about a certain event during the race or something like that, and it can be really fun to keep up with the drivers during the race. It can be a way of getting a different view of some of your favorite personalities and actors, actresses, or you know, just famous celebrities and things like that. So here we're looking at Shaq. He tweets some funny things sometimes, you know. Obviously, he's writing this stuff, so it's really a way of and look at that, he's got over 6 million followers. It's really a way of getting a bird's eye view into some of these personalities' lives. So it can be a fun way of looking into that. One way you might use Twitter is to keep up with people like maybe Martha Stewart. Let's see if she's on Twitter. So all I did was come up here to this little search dialog box and typed in Martha Stewart, pressed enter, and there she is. Imagine that. Okay, so to follow her and to get her tweets in our timeline, we're just going to click that follow button. As you can see, we are now following her. If you want to unfollow someone, you would just navigate to their profile and hover your mouse over that button and click unfollow. Let's see what she's been tweeting about. So we'll click on her name. As you can see, her little profile pops up here. She's got a link to her website, and this is her timeline right here. You're having a most delicious lunch at the Walsley in London. And that's pretty cool, you know, because as you can see, 9 hours ago she's talking about, of course, where she's having lunch. But things can get even more detailed than that. I mean, that's sort of a banal thing to say, and it's sort of what Twitter gets a bad name for, is people talk about what they just had for lunch. But really, if you drill down into it, you can get a very intimate look into personalities' lives, as well as brands and companies. So again, let's use the Coca-Cola example. See what they've been talking about. So here we are at Coca-Cola's brand page, and you know, they're tweeting some funny things. One other cool thing about this is that they can actually tweet at personal profiles. So let's tweet something to Coca-Cola. As you can see, we place that little @ symbol in front of their Twitter handle there. The Twitter handle is the same thing as their Twitter name, which is this, right? So let's say love your product. I've been a fan for all my life. And now let's tweet that to him. As you can see here, we've got 79 characters left, so that gives us sort of a countdown to the limit of our message. So now Coca-Cola will get a notification that we tweeted at them, and if they want to respond back to us, they would do something like they had done to Victorian Gal 12 here, saying something like, hope you got one, thanks for being a fan. So it can be a fun way to interact with your favorite brands. So that's Twitter in a nutshell. Hope you get in there, click around, and learn how to use it. This Discover tab is actually very useful if you're at a loss for finding out people to look up or talk to or interact with. You know, of course, you have the option to upload photos and videos to Twitter, which makes it even that much more powerful. So you see the similarities between Twitter and Facebook. Next thing we're going to talk about is LinkedIn. So hopefully once we get a look at all three of these different social networking sites, you'll start to get a better idea of what social networking is all about and how powerful it can be. Thanks for tuning in. As always, you can shoot me a message, sundaymorninginternet@gmail.com. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.